Hi, my name is Michaela Washington, and this is my returning RA application for the 2025-2026 academic year. I'm currently a sophomore here at UConn Stanford, and I am a psychological sciences major on a pre-med track. I'm currently thinking about going into radiology or becoming a physician assistant with an orthopedic focus. And here on campus, I am the secretary of the Multicultural Club, and I would best describe myself as somebody who is lively, energetic, creative, empathetic, and personable. As I previously stated, I would describe myself as a creative person, so I'm excited to show some of the flyers that I've made for both RA programs and for my multicultural club on campus. So the first three are flyers that I've made for RA, and I try my best to make it as community building and approachable as possible. And for multicultural events, I try to capture the elements of cultures or countries that we're trying to represent during these events. There are many reasons why I'm interested in remaining RA. First and foremost, I'm passionate about making a difference in the lives of others. It's vital to me that every student, whether new or returning, feels that they truly belong here and that they are cared for. In this role, I see a chance to develop essential skills that will benefit me in my future career. Skills like leadership, crisis response, confrontation, mediation, and public speaking are not only valuable for me personally, but also enhance the support I can offer to my peers. I also recognize the significant impact I have in this position. By influencing the on campus experience, hosting engaging activities, ensuring the dorm is safe, and being a reliable resource for others, I can help create a positive, welcoming environment for everyone. All my programs focus on building a strong sense of community. I believe the fostering connections among residents can really help relieve stress during the challenges of college. In conclusion, I'm committed to ensuring that every student feels valued and supported mentally, emotionally, and physically. Since taking on this role, I have truly developed and grown. I've seen a significant strengthening of my interpersonal skills, which has been crucial in my ability to connect with residents. I want to highlight some of my key skills that I've developed, which are leadership, communication, problem solving, de escalation tactics, and interpersonal skills. I've also enhanced my ability to build community and show empathy through active listening, critical thinking, being adaptable, collaboration, and both patience and personability. Perhaps most importantly, I've learned to grow from my mistakes. For example, during training, I faced challenges during the party simulation, but when I had to manage a party later in the year, I was able to apply those lessons and handle things more effectively. In conclusion, my experience as an RA has been transformative, and I'm grateful for the skills I've gained and the personal growth I've experienced. When welcoming new RAs during training, I will ask myself these questions. How did I feel in this situation? What do I wish I was told, and what advice was I given that I want to relay? I will maintain a positive attitude, a welcoming demeanor, and I will set a good example of what it means to be an RA at UConn. I will welcome new members by providing them with advice whenever I sense that they might be feeling confused or overwhelmed. Additionally, sharing my own experiences and providing real-life examples will also be my approach. During training, I plan on being vulnerable. I'll share my own mistakes and how I've learned from them to reinforce that making mistakes is only natural and it's a part of growth. And I want to show them that it's okay to stumble as long as you learn from it and you improve for later. I'm a firm believer in the principle of learning to help others learn, so I'll dedicate my time and energies to support my peers, ensuring that they feel confident in their roles. Additionally, I am a strong believer also in building bonds with my team members, as I feel it's crucial, and I want them to feel comfortable approaching me with questions or for help whenever they need it. As a returning RA, I'll also encourage new RAs to be creative and think outside the box, and I want them to feel empowered and that they are able and allowed to ask questions and explore new ideas without any hesitation. A resident interaction that I had where I felt like I made a very strong impact was when a resident had opened up to me about relationship conflict that they were having and some childhood trauma that was resurfacing because they were new to living on their own. During this interaction, I was not on duty and I was at a fellow RA's program when I was asked if the resident could speak to me about something, and they were noticeably emotional and upset because of the situation. I actively listened to her, and I was informed that she didn't know how to move forward with this person because they were reluctant to speak to her. After hearing her out and validating her feelings, I gave her advice saying that it's okay for her to feel the way she does, and it's also okay for her to validate her own feelings. However, I made sure to include that you can only control how you approach a situation, but you cannot control how somebody else reacts to that approach. I felt that this was necessary because she was torn between a situation that was close but stressful emotionally and a situation that was far but peaceful. During the duration of this interaction, I used the skills of validating, giving advice, active listening, understanding, and reassuring her that everything was going to be okay in the end. And this is most likely and might just be the storm before the peace. The following week, I checked in with this resident to make sure that she felt supported and heard throughout the duration of what she had told me, and I followed up on her feelings. Additionally, I'd asked her to come to one of my multicultural club meetings as a way to make her feel wanted and seen in a setting outside of the dorms. In the future, I will make it a goal of mine to remain as welcoming as possible, as you never know what somebody else is going through. And I want to be a person who makes another person smile, and I want to be there to listen and give advice and to be approachable when a resident needs somebody. Being able to have that impact is one of the many reasons why I am invested in being an RA. An incident had occurred once where protocol was not spelled out, and this is when me and the RA on duty had received an urgent call from UCPD, and we weren't really given any information about what was going on. Upon getting to the scene, we had to first understand what was going on before we could react to anything. So, upon meeting with the UCPD officer, we had asked what was going on, and we were filled in on information where the residents' family members were waiting downstairs because they had not heard from her in days, as she had turned off her phone and her computer and was not responding to anybody. So, because she wasn't online and because she wasn't responding, her family had come from almost 40 minutes away just to check in on her, but the resident did not want to see her family. Once we understood the situation, the other RA on duty with me and the police officer spoke to different parties. The other RA and I spoke to the resident while the police officer spoke to the family. Additionally to speaking to the resident, myself and the other RA had spoken to our hall director for the best course of action in this situation. And as we had suspected, we could only do so much as the resident was very hesitant to talk and wouldn't really respond to questions being asked. So after confirming that the resident was okay, UCPD had talked to the family, and it was confirmed that this was a normal form of coping, and the family understood the policies since the resident was 18, and because the resident wanted the family to leave, the family was understanding and had left. Me, as well as my co-RA at that time, had gone back to the resident and provided them with resources that we thought were necessary and relevant to the situation at hand.